Today I think we're going to do a lot of stretching, which I know is all of your favorite class when we just do really long holds and stretches. And I feel like I haven't done exactly that in a while, so I think we're going to go that route today. So you're going to want probably a strap or something to use as a strap. If you don't have that, then we can still make it work without one. So we're going to start today laying on our backs. So coming down, make yourself comfortable. You can have your knees bent or they can be down flat, whatever feels best for you here. And just allow yourself to really settle in. I just sprayed my mat with the Breathe Deep Happiness Spray and it smells so good. Take some really slow, deep breaths here. It's a beautiful morning. I know lots of us have our windows open and get some fresh air in the house. You can have your eyes open or your eyes closed here, whatever feels better. Allow your face to soften. Unclench your jaw. Making your breaths even longer and slower. Picture your lungs filling completely on every inhale. And every exhale, completely empty them out, even squeezing out that little extra bit of air at the bottom. And keep going with that. Now let's everybody bring the left leg down flat. And pull the bent right knee towards the right shoulder. Slightly outside the body here. Think more shoulder than chest. And that left leg, the extended leg, flex that foot. Pull your pinky toe back towards the knee. Maybe even pressing that left heel just slightly forward. And that foot of the right leg, you can do whatever you want with that one. You can roll it around, point it and flex it. If it feels good here, you can find some movement with this bent leg. You don't have to just hold it static if that doesn't feel good today. You can find some circles into that hip joint, or maybe just from side to side. Or if that static hold is what feels good today, just continue with that. Sometimes that's what feels best. On your next exhale, switch sides, taking your time, bringing the right leg flat, the left knee in. And keeping that right leg, the flat one, really strong. Flex that foot, pull the pinky toe back towards the knee. And maybe press that heel just slightly forward, really lengthening that right leg. This left foot can relax. Maybe wiggle the toes on the left foot. And if it feels good, you can add some movement into that hip joint. Or you can just hold the static stretch. Whatever feels best for you today. On to that slow breath. Filling the lungs completely. And emptying them completely. Now bending that right knee, bring it up to join the left. And drop both knees to the right side of the body. Keep your shoulders down and then look to your left. Feel free to add anything here that feels good in the twist. If you want a block or a blanket between the knees or underneath the knees, go ahead and find that here. We're holding it for 2 minutes, so you want to be comfortable. Now it's more important here for your shoulders to be on the floor than for your knees to be on the floor. So if your body is absolutely making you choose one, choose shoulders. Let the knees pop up a little bit. Look towards your left. Let your shoulder blades relax towards the mat. Pay special attention to how your back feels on these breaths, especially at the very top of that inhale. If you're feeling any pinching or twinging there, then see if you can make any sort of adjustments to avoid that. Maybe moving the knees around, moving the shoulders around. back to the center. And then just switching sides, dropping your knees to the left, looking to the right. Relax your face, relax your shoulders. Hush. I know that's relaxing. Hey. You stop it. He's got to protect us from everything outside. Again, paying special attention to how your whole back is feeling on your breaths, especially when your lungs are full. Coming back to the center. Now deciding here what feels best. Keeping the knees close into each other, or maybe bringing them wider outside the body. It just depends a lot on your hips, on what's going to feel best for you here. So experiment a little bit with that. And whatever feels better, just stay there, pulling the legs in closer. Knees wide or knees together. Both ways are correct. Relax your shoulders. And tucking the shoulder blades back down and under into their little pockets. Think about widening your collarbone here. Now your lowest rib, pull it in towards your body. He's going to knock that over. And your belly button, pull it in towards your spine. So you're really flattening your whole back towards the floor. Keep pressing down with your whole back and extend your legs up towards the ceiling. You're flexing your feet here. You're pressing down with your hips, your back, your shoulders. Pressing up with your legs and your feet. Two directions here. Half of you is pressing down, half of you is pressing up. Hold on to that strong core, pressing down from there. Now really slowly here, start to point the feet. Really extending out through the toes. And then slowly bring them to a flex again. And keep going with that. Pointing and flexing. The slower the better. Now rolling from the ankles, make big circles with the feet. Again, the slower the better here. Slower is more advanced. find that full range of motion. And then reverse the direction. And then bending the knees again, finally bringing them into the chest. Now we're going to grab on to the strap. And just bring your left foot down to the ground. And get the strap around that right foot. Let's extend it up. And gently drawing that straight right leg towards the right shoulder. So think more shoulder than chest here also, just slightly outside the body. And you want to give yourself enough room in that strap so that your leg is mostly straight without locking. Don't lock into the knee. And your shoulders can relax down. And this left leg, you can keep it bent like it is, or it can come down flat. Either way is correct. But if you decide to bring it flat, then flex that foot. Pull the pinky toe back towards the knee. We don't want it to just be soft and flapping. Keep it strong. That keeps the hips neutral. Every exhale, allow your body to accept the stretch a little bit more, to fall just a little bit deeper into it. Gravity does a lot of the hard work for you here. You're just allowing your body to settle into it. Now we're going to switch sides, so however you like. It usually seems to be the easiest to bring the left foot up into that strap and then disengage the right one. And let's start with the right knee bent. And just gently finding your space here, pulling that straight left leg towards the left shoulder. Again, you want the strap to be long enough here so that this left leg is mostly straight without locking. Your shoulders can relax down. We don't want them all pulled up and tense. Let the shoulders relax. Make the strap nice and long. Now this right leg can come down flat if you like. It is your choice completely. But if it's flat, that foot needs to be flexed. Every exhale, let that leg sink just a little bit closer to you. we're going to switch sides again. So getting that right foot back in the strap, left leg down. Now again, this left leg can be bent or down flat. If it's flat, flex the foot. And keeping the left hip down on the ground, we're going to let this right leg come out towards the right. Hold both sides of the strap in the right hand, or if you can reach it, you can hold on to your big toe or your foot. The left hip stays on the ground, which is more important than this right leg coming low. It's not doing your body any favors to let this left hip pop up to get that leg down to the floor. That's not the point. You want your hips to stay neutral. Keeping that left leg engaged and flexed if it's flat really does help keep the hips neutral. This is a very deep stretch. Feel free to prop up on some pillows or some blocks if you have them. If you feel like you need more out of this stretch, then you can sort of pull higher, pulling your foot towards the top right corner of your mat. About 30 more seconds here. Slowly, carefully coming back to the center. And then you're going to switch again, bringing that left foot into your strap, bringing the right leg down. And either keeping the right leg bent or down flat, both ways are correct. And keeping that right hip on the ground, slowly dropping that left leg towards the left. Remembering to keep that right leg strong if it's down flat. If that knee goes soft, then that hip really tends to pop up off the floor. So we want to stay really strong there. Same thing on this side, you can prop up on whatever you have available. Or if you're like, this is fine, but I need more, then just pull that foot up towards the top left corner of the mat. That should intensify the stretch if you really feel like you need it. Most of us don't need it. Your face relaxed. Whenever you feel it getting tense, just make a real effort to try and soften it again. Slowly, carefully, back up to the center. And then we're going to switch sides yet again. Bringing the right leg back up into the strap. Bringing the left down, bent or flat. And this time, you're going to hold on to both sides of the strap in your left hand. And you're going to draw that leg across the body to the left, rolling onto that left hip, and then look towards your right. That bottom leg can relax now. You don't need to hold it strong anymore. Again, this is a deep stretch, it's a deep twist. So feel free to prop that right foot up on something if that helps you be more comfortable in this stretch. And if you need more, again pulling that foot up higher, this time towards the top left corner of the mat, will intensify things for you. Almost there on this one. About 30 more seconds. Slowly, carefully coming back to the center, really easy. And then switching sides again, last time here. Left up. And then draw that left leg across the body to the right, holding on with the right hand. Roll onto that right hip. And now you're looking towards the left. Shoulders are down, that bottom leg is relaxed. Same thing, this foot can be propped up, or you can pull it up towards that top right corner of the mat to intensify the stretch. This is the tail end of this series of stretches. And I feel like when I incorporate these 3 stretches on each side, everybody always says, oh man, I feel so much better. My back feels so much better. And I haven't been doing these as often, and I don't know why. We've been doing them but not holding them for as long. So that's why we're doing them first today, to make sure that we could get in some really nice long holds in these. Everything's connected. And I feel like this series sort of hits everything. We get those hamstrings, we get the hip flexors, we get these nice twists in our spine. This series does a lot for our low back pain. back to the center. Really careful, we're not in a hurry. And then bring both knees into your chest. Maybe rocking side to side here. Either rock or roll your way up to a seated position. Make your way to all fours, just right away here. Finding your wrists under your shoulders, your knees under your hips. And on your next inhale, we're gonna find cow pose. Belly comes down, hips back, face forward, really gently here. And then as you exhale, start coming to angry cat, rounding your spine, tucking your chin, really hollowing out your stomach on this exhale. And then inhale, back to cow pose. Using your whole breath to get there. So keep this movement slow and gradual. And then as you exhale, find angry cat. Really pressing that upper spine towards the ceiling. Now keep going with this at your own breathing pace. Remembering that slower is better here. Slower is more advanced. I hear sneezes, the boys must be waking up. Now, if it feels good here, you can add in any sort of other movement that your body needs. If the hips want to sort of go back and forth, if the shoulders and head want to roll more, finding any sort of shape here. If the side body really wants to stretch, whatever feels good, just sort of checking in with the body. After all of that twisting, sort of checking in with your spine, seeing how it feels now. And after your next exhale, just finding a neutral spine. And start bringing your knees out wider. Keep your toes in close. And then start resting your hips back towards your heels. Now, if your body does not want to go all the way back like this, then feel free to either grab a block or even just any throw pillow you have laying around for your hips to rest on so that they can truly relax and you don't feel that tension in your hips as they're hanging up high. And then start to let the rest of your body relax towards the mat. Now think here about really, truly letting go. Relax your hips. Relax your shoulders. Relax your fingers and your toes. With every exhale, imagine sinking just a little bit deeper, letting the hips fall back more. Letting your arms melt more towards your mat. This is one of my favorite stretches because it's so passive. And I love that the more you relax, the more stretch you're getting. Gravity's doing all of the work here. But this is a great stretch for your hips. It's stretching your shoulders. It's releasing the low back. Now we're going to take this from passive to being a little bit more active. So reach the arms forward, really stretching them long. And either press down into your palms or maybe come all the way up onto your fingertips, tinting your hands. And even as you're walking your fingers away, think about pulling your shoulder blades back down your spine. Not so much that it hurts, just enough to really feel that stretch back there. Now walking your hands and your torso towards the right. And being careful to not go so far that you're crunching into this right side. So when you feel that you're crunching, come out a little bit because you want to be able to lengthen both sides of your body. Pull long on both sides. Now I'm going to keep this left arm active, and I'm going to relax the right arm. Maybe even letting it draw in next to my body. Just really breathe into that side stretch on the left side of the body. Sliding the right hand forward again. We're going to take it to the left. Again, if you take it far enough that you're crunching into the left side, come out just a little bit. You want to really be able to lengthen both sides of the body. Now keeping that right arm active, relax the left, maybe even sliding it towards you. Sliding that left hand forward again, walk it back to the center. Now we're going to make our way onto our stomach. So taking your time here and coming all the way down. Well, not all the way down. Stay up on your elbows. Staying up in Sphinx pose here. So finding your elbow right under your shoulder here. And you can have your palms down, or you can make fists with the pinky side down. See what feels better for you. Now, we're going to make our legs longer here. So you're really going to reach them back. You can see that happening. Really make an effort. Reach back with all 10 toes. Even more on the big toe side. Now pulling your belly button up and in, as though you're trying to pull it off the floor. It won't necessarily come off the floor, but just go for that action. And now from here, think about pulling your chest forward and up. Think like a seal on the beach, scooting itself forward. Widen your collarbone here. See how far you can press the fronts of your shoulders back. Really widening there. Relax your face. Now hold on to every bit of this engagement. And we're going to bring our left hand over towards the right shoulder. So that arm is flat down. The forearm is parallel to the front of the mat. We're going to hold on to that engagement here, pressing down into that arm, not slooping down, but pressing up and bend the right knee. And we're going to reach back with the right hand, or maybe looping that strap around that foot and pulling that heel towards the right hip. Think more hip than low back here, just slightly outside the body. Remembering not to relax down into the left. Stay engaged there. Keep reaching back with the left toes. Keep pulling the belly button in like you're trying to pull it off of the mat. We're protecting the low back here with all of that engagement. If you trust your low back and you just want to see the difference, you'll notice that if you start to let go, you start to relax all that, you might start to find a pinching in the low back. We're avoiding that. We're trying to protect it. Another breath here. That quad is a big old grumpy muscle. He doesn't like to stretch. And now release. We're just going to switch sides. So bringing that right arm down. Elbow under shoulder, bend the left knee. And then reach back with that foot. Now if your arm is just not long enough to reach that foot, and you can't get that strap lasted around the foot, that's okay. Just staying like this, just working on pulling that heel towards the hip is still working that muscle. You're still finding that stretch. Remember to keep everything engaged here. Breathe. Halfway there. And release. Come all the way down here, keeping your hands underneath your shoulders. Now we're going to press back through all fours to child's pose, but I want us to do it really slowly. So as we start to drop our hips back and allowing our spine to curve down over the thighs, we're bending our spine in the opposite direction here. So we really want to take it slowly as we curve down over our thighs. And letting the forehead come down last. So let your spine relax here. It's a counter pose to Sphinx pose. Stay here if you're happy here. If you want even more of a spine rounding here, if you want to counteract the Sphinx back bend even more, then you can reach back with your hands, hold the sides of your feet, and come to rabbit's pose. So here you're lifting the hips, rounding the spine, bringing your forehead close to your knees, really pressing up with a round spine. Hips lift away from the feet. It's completely optional. And release. Sitting all the way up here. Now from here, we're going to reach our hands forward. Pinky side down, palms facing each other. And then turn your hands so that your thumb is down, your palms are out. And bring your right hand over the left and interlace the fingers. And then pulling your fingers towards you through your arms and then forward. Now don't press too hard here. Wherever you are is okay. Some people can straighten all the way here. Some people are stuck really close to the face. I'm sort of in between. So let your wrists do the talking here. Let them tell you when to stop. And for most of us are right-handed. So with our right hand on top here, this is harder because those muscles are a lot tighter. We use them a lot more. So for most of us, we'll see that when we switch to the left on top, we can stretch a little bit further here, but that's not the case for everybody, of course. There's always somebody that likes to prove me wrong on that one. And now we're gonna come back through the way we came. And then untie, shake out just a little bit. We're going to switch sides. So reach the hands forward again. Turn palms out, thumbs down. This time the left comes over the right. Interlacing the fingers. And then pull the fingers towards you through the opening and back forward. Now notice if you can go more or less here. This is a good wrist stretch if you spend a lot of time at the computer. We're going to release out the way we came. So pulling the fingers towards you, untying yourself, and then releasing, and then really shaking the hands out. Now make your way back onto your back. Coming circle here. And let's bring the knees into the chest. Rock side to side a little bit. Let's give ourselves one final twist and sort of make it your own. If you just want to drop the knees again, then that is a favorite of mine. If you're wanting to add the legs crossed before you drop, that's fine too. You know what you like at this point. You can add the hip stretch by ankle over knee. So see what feels best for you. Sort of see what your body is missing right now. And try to incorporate that into your twist. Switch sides. Go ahead and let your eyes start to relax here. Letting your face relax. Releasing out of your twist, start making your way to your Savasana. Whatever is most comfortable for you here. However you're able to find complete relaxation. Relaxing your face. And allow yourself to really sort of tune in to the sounds around you. The sounds of your own space, your own home, your own life. And allow those sounds to just sort of wash over you. Envelop you. Let it be a part of your relaxation. Slowly coming back. Let the sounds fade away as your other senses become more focused. Finding small movements with your body. And taking your time as you're ready. Making your way back to a seated position. Giving yourself a little mental pat on the back for being here, for showing up, for giving yourself this practice. Thank you for sharing your practice with me, for sharing your space and your breath. Namaste.
Best class ever.
Oh, great.